Hey guys, just got one of our KOAM XBs set up with the solar setup, and I wanted to cover what I feel like is probably the top 5 hunting mistakes there. Number 1 is going to be overpressure of a piece of property, and that's just if you've got one piece of property and you're just hunting, I feel like every single time that I, as well as every other hunter, go in, you've just lessened your chances that much more to harvest that big mature deer that you've been after there. There's just nothing bulletproof out there, so you just got to be cognizant of that. If you got several pieces of property you can bounce around on, that's great. That way you kind of keep your pressure low between those pieces of property. If you don't, and maybe you've only got 140 or 180 to hunt, try to get on some government ground or pick up some more ground or some conservation ground and bounce around there. Or maybe you're going to hunt that particular location, but get you a kind of a every once in a while stand location or a blind location that you're not going in as far, and that way you're kind of hunting the piece of property but you're being smart about it. Number 2 is going to be wind direction, and that's going to be coincide with my number 3, and that's entry and exit, so I'll cover both of them at one time. Wind direction, as you go in and out during your hunt, your thermals and your wind direction is so important. I have found myself, several times in the past where I've went into a piece of property thinking, hey, I've got a southwest wind or I got a northwest wind and I'm going to be rock solid. But what I didn't realize is a large majority of my bedding areas, or something I didn't think about, a large majority of my bedding areas were actually going to be straight downwind of where I'm coming. So essentially, my wind direction of those deer coming back is okay, but any deer that's still in that bedding area, or maybe that food source working their way back, they're going to definitely catch my wind, and I'm going to be up the creek, pretty quick. But if you can isolate your entry and exits, we've got a pretty good ditch system right through here that works out very well to get in and out of these pieces of property. Any kind of kayak, boat, anything you can jump in a creek and go down works out very well. And anything that you're hunting wise, just kind of keep that entry and exit in mind with both your thermals and your wind direction. Number 4 is going to be crossing over any kind of a food plot or food source during the morning hunts, and really any point in time crossing over those food sources. Even if you've got rubber boots, you've definitely helped yourself out quite a bit, but you're still leaving scent there, and you're going to essentially, especially in the mornings, blow deer out, and you may not even know you've done it. And this is for food plots, agriculture fields, even a fruit tree. If you got some sort of a grove there, that's got a whole bunch of fruit trees, same concept there. And then also in the evening, after you get done hunting, if you're going through a food plot, well, guess what? There's probably going to be some deer out there that, again, you've blown out. So you just got to be cognizant of those. And the very last one, number 5, is ending your season too early. And this, I'm going to cover both early season and late season. I hear a lot of hunters out there, especially in Missouri, well, I'm not going to hunt early season, or I've never hunted early season. And some of the best hunting you can get, luckily in the state of Missouri, we opened on the 15th, and Kansas is right around that same time period. And those those last 2 weeks in September have been some of the most impressive hunting in regards to seeing those big trophy mature deer that you're after. And evening times, I'm hunting over some sort of a food source, whether that beans, food plot, a staging plot, you name it. And then I won't hunt mornings until I get that big cold front, that initial cold front through there, and then I'm jumping up on probably one of the ridges and trying to harvest the deer coming back into the bedding area. And then late season, it's going to be a lot less, deer activity until you get those big kind of cold fronts. Once it gets, past that rifle season, even though I start slowing down at points, but if I've got a big front moving through there, you better believe I'm going to be out there hunting, especially if I got a big mature deer I'm after. So, late season, I'm going to be isolating food sources primarily, and and a lot of times I'll be hunting only in the evening time over those food sources. So hopefully this helps you guys out on understanding some of the top mistakes there hunters do make, and hopefully this improves you guys as hunters. Like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature, and best luck on your upcoming hunt.